Their non-conference, they had lost 7 of 8 at one point. Had here tonight. Snoop Turnage, an assist in the last game for the Jackets, which was last Sunday. They had a bye on Thursday. A little extra time to prepare for the Fournier. Results in a turnover, 2 possessions, 2 turns for the Blue Devils. And
one of those being Talia Walker.
Open look inside, and Kara Lawson lauded as just a winner in her backcourt, along with Mayer. Experience. Jackson stepping into the 3. Yes! Going all the way to the rim. Mayer keeps this broken play alive. Winds up with Jackson. 8 points for Ashlyn Jackson. Big smiles. Georgia Tech off the timeout. The Yellow Jackets, something they said they needed after that Christmas break. Fournier!
Feels like this team has learned a lot. They've been through a lot together, and they've come out stronger on the other side.
Watch out! Needing to regain some control here early on the road in Cameron. Fournier on the glass. Good!
She shoot the 3 last year, but I love that she's adding that to her game, and it makes her easy.
Well, there's going to be a Thomas Harris to Turnage, trying to get over.
Great play by Fournier. She's straight up until she makes a play on the ball and she avoids contact.
Talia Walker was just whistled a foul. This is the play.
I think Duke's front court is the best in the ACC. I'm not sure it's even.
To get a good shot off to finish the quarter. Don't think that one happened into
the line. And that's the thing that Kara Lawson was
from Boston College. Wickstrom as well. Thomas kicks it back out, and it is up, and
just 6 total points in her last 3 games. You can see
the 3 to just break their hearts. But look at this, 2 possessions in the second quarter.
And they can get past people in one-on-one situations. 3-point line, because for shooters, any sort of contact with the arm can really.
Snatched it away. Oh, she's going to set herself up for transition 3, you bet!
Wow. What a sequence for Riley Nelson.
Their struggles on the offensive end. Was at the top again. Mayer, round and out it goes. Fournier up.
Really, any bad teams to have only played 5 total games in quad. That's impressive. I think this team learned a lot from that early stretch. Winning, they should be ranked in the AP poll. I have no.
Thomas, who got the scoring started for Duke tonight. It falls right to Nelson on the ACC.
11 points early in this one.
I'm going to need a stopwatch on Albin when she runs down the floor. That is incredible.
Seeing with the team when we did the first and second rounds here last year in the NCAAW tournament, gives Duke another weapon at the guard spot and then opens up even more inside for Pulse.
Moon inside to Turnage. Georgia Tech needs a little more.
Life difficult for Georgia Tech.
Win streak to 10 in a row, remain unbeaten atop the ACC along with the Louisville Cardinals.
With their defense and their size inside, they are really, really tough to beat.
How about that block? Not so bad from Fournier. Oh, man. You kind of wish it was.
Can dunk, you know, I guess whenever she wants. She dunks in practice. She can dunk after practice. She still works on it. What's the point? 3's worth more than 2.
Well, Riley Nelson agrees. Open look. Jackson drains it.
If they're able to make 3s as well, that's when they can be at their very best. And that's how we saw them and go on to the Elite 8. So this is a great sign for Kara Lawson's group that they're shooting the 3 ball like
and not take what most of us would have thought.
Presence inside both ends of the floor.
So
and Jen, if you have Arby's, Ari, Toby, get it? Basically, the first thing I knew about Canada.
You were really excited when you
Drake
found
was
that
on
out.
Degrassi. She was on the previous.
Made you think to even try that? And she said, well, I guess one of the coaches. And what a game that will be if these 2 teams remain unbeaten heading into it.
How about Syracuse? Surprise team in the league this year. I know we mentioned them earlier. Near the end of regulation, Zoe Brooks gets that rebound. You think she should just pull it out, but don't. They only 2 assists on their 7 made field goals, and credit Duke because their defense has been swarming. But just to continue to gain her confidence in ACC play.
This is the 78th meeting. Duke has won 66 of them, including the last 4 so far here tonight. They're at 9 right now, closest they've come in the third. Crew on the sidelines. And after that one,
I am excited to see Miami against Indiana tomorrow in the national championship. Coaches in this league, I'll just kind of leave it out there.
that under a minute to play in the third. Duke.
It's the LSU game. They're 9 straight wins, looking at a 10th. This is a different team than what.
And we have our eyes on the final quarter here from Cameron Indoor.
Their resume, and you look at the quality of their schedule. You're going to have a lot of questions. I know they had a tough start to the year. They also played some of the they were when they dropped out of that week 3 poll, and this was also preseason. That's what one of the things we love about college basketball.
Crowd loving for Lanaya Foster. She had the last basket for Georgia Tech. Look at Wood.
Incredible job running the floor.
And now every player has scored who has taken the floor for Duke. She's got 10. Mayer cannot add to that percentage, but Fournier works on the glass.
Superstars that can have that type of effect on a game with those few shot attempts.
Fournier for the sophomore. That was on the road in Tallahassee. She is just a 51% free throw shooter this season, but that Turnage put the ball on the floor. That allowed Jackson to get. Watch the speed. This is catch me if you can. And how about the assist too? I mean,
since that, what a stat line for Ashland.
Assist, part of that stat line that's impressive. First,
and of course she had that injury, so didn't get
just about 13.5 points per game. Field goal percentage. She left off and elevated that game even more. I thought it was really as a player.
And the big thing Toby Fournier told why she's setting the screen, why she's rolling here or rolling there, and it's showing up in her play film on pre-practice and building that IQ for this. It makes teams have to second guess how much pick high hedge and disrupt you, and their posts are so athletic they can high hedge and get back.
Delaney Thomas getting a little.
Jordan Wood. They've put bigger players on Talia Walker until you've built over the last couple of weeks.
So the first steps up to take the 2 for the Tech. Stays
still get a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. They're a 5 seed right now according to play. They're going to have to channel that. And yes, you want to watch this film. You need to see how Duke disrupted you defensively.
More at Florida State, at Syracuse. It will, of course, be an interesting homecoming of sorts for
how she continues to build this program. She's going to try to look at those kids when they end. Players might choose different schools, but when they do at some point enter the transfer.
Yeah, Turnage, Erica Moon, Lanaya Foster, Albin. I do think that speaks volumes.
And then she hits the shot on the
sitting at 93. They had Wood. No.
And we'll see when that AP poll comes out tomorrow. I have to imagine they'll be in it.
A shot. The Blue Devils in this one in impressive fashion.
What an all-around performance.
Blue Devils at home. Toby Fournier. Do a little dance. Good night from Cameron Indoor for Kelly Graham. I'm